Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thanks to all of our panelists. Appreciate you guys being here. My congressional district is in the northwestern part of the state of Illinois. And like everybody that I've heard since I've been here anyway, they've all spoken about the importance of the brownfield program. We're the world headquarters for John Deere in the town where I live called Moline. And literally, had it not been for the brownfield program, what is now a beautiful Mississippi Riverfront Civic Center, which had been an old closed down factory, never would have happened. And literally, I live right along the Mississippi River, so when I walk down along our bike path and head to our downtown area, I mean, it is just virtually all a result of what's happened with the brownfield program. So I think we've all seen the value of that. What I'd like to start out with is a question for Commissioner Daley. You mentioned the role of brownfields in creating jobs. Part of the brownfields program is a job training grant program. In your experience, are environmental technicians in high demand in areas with brownfield projects? If you could address that, please.
One more time. I'm sorry, could you repeat the question one more?
Sure. The part of the brownfields program is a job training grant program. In your experience, are the environmental technicians in high demand in areas with brownfields projects?
I would answer yes, absolutely. And we've got some pretty interesting examples, not just from the private industry itself, but I referenced in my written testimony as well the King County, Seattle, Washington area that also had a diversion program for those that were coming out of incarceration that we could train to work on these sites in a public-private partnership manner. So we are getting creative with job creation specifically, not only working with the private industry, but also using some of the resources that we have as well.
And Mr. Phillips, do you have anything to add to that since you're more in the private end of things?
I mean, I would agree that environmental technicians are in high demand, and there are large companies out there that we've hired a lot of their services to provide technical and remediation support for the cleanups. And you know, it's you can analogize it to when you spot some mildew in your house from a ventilation fan maybe not keeping up with your shower exhaust and your steam, and you can hire somebody who can clean it up pretty quickly with some bleach, or you can hire a certified company to cordon off the place and perform a fumigation, all kinds of remediation. The differences in costs are orders of magnitude. And I see there's sort of an analogy here with brownfield cleanup too. And that's maybe getting a little bit off course for what you guys are trying to look at right now for this hearing. But that I think that relates to the technician question, and where do we need to focus? Where is the expertise really needed, and how can we do that more inexpensively?
All right, thank you. Mayor Robertson, in your experience, how has the Brownfields program interfaced with other community redevelopment programs, such as the Rails to Trails or transit programs in your city? We've seen some of that in again, the community where I live. And could the federal government do more to encourage the selection of projects that incorporate multiple redevelopment design elements?
Yes, absolutely. And thank you for pointing that out, because in addition to just taking the land and creating economic opportunities, there's an opportunity to take some of this land and create open space, create active transportation opportunities. People can do walking and biking, and so that's what the Rails to Trails program has done, and I'm hoping that we can continue it. I would like to just add one other item on the workforce thing, is that just to say that one thing that I think we're missing here on the workforce development and training that's available for EPA is an opportunity for those skill sets to bridge into other environmental areas. And so I just wanted to point that out, because we've used the training program in the Superfund site, and we have been able to employ. But in the program, the training program that the Brownfield program has, they've had a much higher success rate in terms of placement, and those skills are transferable into other areas such as water treatment, wastewater treatment. And so we've lost sight of an opportunity where people can, regardless of where they're coming from, begin to deal with getting skills that can be transferable in an area we're going to continue to be in, and that's the environment. So I wanted to say that. I'm sorry that, but speaking to the rails to trails and all of our open spaces, even within our commercial areas, we are finding better ways to incorporate the what do you want to say, the open space, the rails to trail, but areas where people can find solace. That's the best way to put it.
Thank you, Mayor Robertson. And my time has expired. I yield back.
Okay.
Thank you.